Okay. Now, hello, it's okay now, na? So my screen also sharing for you. Right. In our previous classes, what we have discussed was we have completed our 2 units of the syllabus from our general microbiology. In that, what is the importance of microbiology in food? Also, we have discussed, right? So many things we have discussed about microbiology in our previous classes. Now, we are going to discuss about food spoilage today. Is that the food spoilage screening is sharing for you, ma? Is food spoilage screen is sharing for you? No. Yeah. I'll share. I'll share. Just wait for 1 second. What screen is sharing now? It's not food spoilage screen, no? Is it sharing now? Are you receiving my screen? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. In our last class, we have discussed, we have completed 2 units of our syllabus. Now, we are entered into the 3rd unit. In this unit, we should know about food spoilage clearly. What is food spoilage? Food spoilage means that the original nutritional value, texture, flavor of the food are damaged due to the several reasons, not only because of microbial contamination. It may be due to the enzymatic changes occurs in the food. It may be the due to the biochemical cross reactions occurs in the food. It may be the physical damage. It may be the due to some rodents and all, the food may get damaged. That is, these are several reasons of food damaging. See here in this slide, what we are going to discuss is food spoilage means the original nutritional value, texture, flavor of the food are damaged. The food become harmful to people and unsuitable to eat. This is the basic reason. When you call our food is damaged is when it is not comfortable to eat, then we call it as it is damaged, right? Then see, these are the ways of food spoilages. These are the ways of food spoilages. Characteristics of food spoilage is first, the basic characteristic of food spoilage is unpleasant smell. It will give unpleasant smell, and then unpleasant taste it will give, and then color changes occurs in the food. Texture changes. Texture means the shape and structure of the food item that may get changed, and molding. It may be some microbial infective like appearance it will show. And then food spoilage can be the result of what is insect damage. It may be due to insects. Some insects may damage food. Some insects, they carry some microorganisms through their legs. That is another reason. Then physical injury. Physical injury means there is a protective layer around, just like a shield-like layer, a thick layer around each and every vegetable and fruit. Okay. When the protective layer is healthy, there is no entry of microorganisms into the food item and there is no chance of damage. Enzymatic degradation. When microorganisms enters into the food, then only there is a drastic change occurs in the enzymes of the food. Then it may be the reason for food spoilage. Then microbial activity, microbes when attack food, then immediately they release some digestive enzymes and they dilute certain complexes of the food item, just like protein. It may be break down the chains of the protein. The composition of the protein may get damaged. Okay, due to that, due to microbial activity, also food may get damaged. Then main causes of food spoilage is physical changes, water activity. What is the basic water activity of food is 1 and 0.9, 0.95, 0.97, like that. This is the range of water activity of food. When 0.95 water activity is there, it is the optimum water activity for the rapid growth of the microorganisms in the food. That's why if food activity is, if water activity of food is in between 9 to 9.5, like that, there is a lot of chances for the damage of the food. Then temperature, another reason of food spoilage due to microorganisms is temperature. If temperature supports, then in normal temperatures, room temperatures, there is a lot of mesophils are available in the air. Those mesophils are always ready when food, if we provide food, they are always ready to attack that food and damage that food. Then mechanical effects also one of the reasons for food spoilage, then caused by the inappropriate transport. If we pack proper packing, if we do proper packing, there is a less chance of the contamination. If you don't pack properly, if you transport just like not taking a proper measurements, then there is a reason for the food spoilage. Then handling and storage. Somebody handles roughly food items, vegetables, fruits, everything they handle in a rough sense, then there is a chance of a contamination. And storage also very important. Need to clean the room wherever you store your food material. The area should be in aseptic condition. Otherwise, there is a lot of chance of a food contamination. Then biological factors, microorganisms are basic reasons for the spoiling food. Among these microorganisms are molds are very important microorganisms. They are always ready to damage the food due to the acidic nature of majority of the food items. Mostly molds are fungus are the major organisms. They are ready to damage the food. Some yeasts also damage food. Bacteria majorly it damages the normal non-veg items of food. Vegetarian items of the food items are damaged by molds mostly. Okay, then microbiological concepts. These all are microbiological concepts. Coming to biological factors, rodents, insects, birds, parasites. Rodents, they carry microorganisms with their legs and with their nails and all, and they live on food item. That is one way of food spoilage. And insects also, they directly damage the skin of the food sometimes. Otherwise, they carry some microorganisms and live on food items. This is also another reason behind food spoilage. Then birds also, they may leave some urine, some fecus and all on the food items, and due to the fecus of the birds and rodents, food may get damaged. Due to some parasites means parasitic nature is that they damage food items for their self-protection and self-nutrition. Then chemical and biochemical factors, they are some chemical factors leads to food spoilage. Some biochemical factors means due to the infection of the microorganisms, due to the microorganisms, what will happen means the food item is rich with nutritious components like proteins, carbohydrates, fats and all. that protein may be digested by the microorganism. When the proteolytic enzymes are released by the microorganisms, the protein composition of the protein composition of the food item may get damaged. This is called biochemical damage of the food. Then non-microbial damages are several ways. Already previously we have discussed about non-microbial ways of food damage, and enzymatic changes occurs in the food due to the oxidation. Oxidation means some free radicals released into the food. Due to that free radicals, there is oxidation takes place inside the fat content of the food. When the fat structure may be oxidized, there is it leads to rancidity of fats and oils. The rancidity of endogenous tissues of the enzyme. Foods are vegetable or animal origin. Endogenous enzymes, they are pectin tissue of the food item is rich with endogenous enzymes. Due to those endogenous enzymes also, there is a chance of food damage. Then effects of food spoilage, changes in nutritional value, decomposition of proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins occurs due to the release of some adverse enzymes by microorganisms. When microorganisms infect the food item, then what will happen means immediately they release out some enzymes. Due to that enzymes, there is a structural interruption takes place in proteins, carbohydrates, and vitamins. Changes in organoleptic features, color, flavor, taste, unpleasant odor. These all are because of due to the releasing of some unnecessary enzymes by the microorganisms. Then unwholesome effects, myogenic amines, toxins, metabolites of microorganisms and pathogenic microorganisms. Okay, these are all effects of food spoilage. And then coming to spoilage signs, odor. Odor means bad smell is called odor. Odor means a bad smell. Okay, example, rotten egg. Just imagine rotten egg, how smell it will give you. A bad smell, no? That is called odor. Then sliminess. Sliminess means puffiness. Sometimes when food gets damaged, there is a release of some carbon dioxide gases through the microorganisms. When carbon dioxide gases are released, then immediately what will happen means there is a gaseous accumulation in the food. Then what will happen means the food may just like puffy texture, it will carries. Then discoloration. Mold on bread, blue and green mold on citrus fruits and cheeses. There are several types of fungal molds are there. Red mold, black mold, green mold, white mold, like that. Okay, due to those molds, the discoloration may occur on the surface. Then storing, production of acid. Example, sour milk from production of lactic acid. Then gas formation, meat becomes spongy due to the formation of the gas. Some microorganisms, they release gases. They may break down the sugars in the absence of oxygen. Due to the fermentation, there is a release of a lot of CO2 gas. Due to that, the puffiness maybe occurs, right? And then are you receiving screen? Okay. Then gas formation is due to the release of carbon dioxide by microorganisms. And then this is problem food organism. See, problem gas formation, holes, bubbles, fishes, bloaters, these all are due to the gas formation. Then food, cheese, cottage cheese, olives, cucumbers, these may be food items infected by coliforms and yeast. Okay, after infection, they may becomes into like this. Then surface growth. On the surface, there is a growth of molds. Okay, fungi, then Pichia, then Bacillus species and yeast. These all are the microorganisms. These are different food items infected by these microorganisms. Then discoloration, pigments due to the release of some pigments by Pseudomonas like species, meat and eggs may appear as a fluorescent in color, and sometimes pink color you can find out in sarcut like food items, preserved food items due to Rhodotorula species. Okay, red spots you can find out on cheese because of Lactobacillus plantarum. Then browning of the brined vegetables due to Lactobacillus brevis. Then blackening occurs on dairy products due to the Pseudomonas nigrifaciens bacteria. Okay, this see here two types of food spoilage is microbial spoilage, non-microbial spoilage. Based on rate of spoilage, highly perishable foods like meat, fish, poultry, these are a very rich, nutritious foods. They are called as perishable foods as well as they are ready to eat foods. Okay, they are not dried foods. The water activity of these kind of foods are in between 9 to 9.7, sorry, no, 0.9 to 0.97. Okay, below 1 and above 0.9. So these all types of foods are very comfortable for the microbial growth, and due to the comfortability and perishability, they easily affected by microorganisms. And then highly perishable foods, all these. Then semi-perishable foods like potatoes, some apples varieties, then nutmegs. Stable or non-perishable foods are sugar, flours, dry beans, etc. See, these are semi-perishable foods. They can preserve for more than 10 days due to the thick and protective layer around them. Then sugars and flours are, there is no water content in them. That's why due to the lack of water, there is less chance of spoilage. See, this is physical spoilage occurred in apple. Due to moisture loss or gain, the physical damage may occurs. Due to the physical damage, if when this protective healthy layer was damaged, then there is a chance of entry of microorganisms. Then chemical spoilage, oxidation of fats. Already in our previous slides, we have discussed about oxidation. Due to the giving of some excess oxygen, fats may get change their structure and they may get oxidate. Then browning of fruits and vegetables is also due to some chemical spoilage. Then microbial spoilage, growth of microorganisms and enzyme production. These both are reasons for the microbial spoilage. Then bacteria, yeast and molds are the major causes of food spoilage. They produce various enzymes that decompose various constituents of the food. Some may damage protein content of the food. Some microorganisms may damage fat content of the food. Some microorganisms may damage the carbohydrate content of the food. Whatever the microorganism which is very pathogenic, it is always try to infect and try to damage those specific items, specific complexes which are present in food like protein, carbohydrate, fat, etc. Then molds are the major causes of spoilage of food with a reduced water activity. Okay, due to reduced water activity, molds are always ready to spoil the food, as well as slight acidity also we observe in some vegetables and some fruits. Where the acidic fruits are vegetables are available, there is a chance of mold contamination. Example, dry cereals and cereal products also sometimes leads to the fungal damage. Then bacteria spoil foods with relatively high water activity such as milk and products. I have already discussed with you where water activity is high, there is a chance of bacterial infection. Bacteria always prefers the water activity in between 0.9 to 1. Majority of the food items like perishable foods especially, they exhibit water activity of 0.9 to 1. That's why the bacterial spoilage is always we observe in such a products like milk and etc. Then sources of microorganisms in food. The primary sources of microorganisms in food includes soil and water. Soil and water is always loaded with microorganisms. Then uh, if we carry improper ways, if we carry food items or vegetables or fruits through improper ways, there is a chance of there is a chance of contamination of foods through soil and water. Then plants and plant products, due to these also, these are also the sources of microorganisms in food. Then food utensils, when improper cleaned food utensils, sometimes somebody used. Okay, this is also the reason behind the food spoilage. Then intestinal tract of man and animals. Okay, tract of man and animals also the reasons of food spoilage. When the proper healthy maintenance is not there, there is a chance of food spoilage. Then food handlers, if improper cleaning, somebody they don't wash their hands in proper way, then also there is a chance of food contamination. Animal hides and skins. Hides also is nothing but skins. Animal skins. Due to the animal skins also food damage may occurs. Then due to air and dust also there is a chance of food spoilage. And then we will discuss in our tomorrow's class about factors affecting food spoilage, factors affecting microbial growth. Okay, intrinsic and extrinsic factors we will discuss in our next class. Today, I am closing the session. Okay, students, did you receive? Okay. Shall we stop? Okay, we'll meet in our next class. I'll share you the Zoom link. When I share you, you just catch that and you join. Thank you.